So, folks, I will repeat myself. If you worked in an office all your life, or if you had a regular life or a regular job, there's a big chance you have nothing to say because your life was a routine, right? It's always the same thing. But I did a lot of things in my life. I did not have a normal life. And when I will say, okay, let's recap, I was at 15 years old with my brother Roger and things like that, I'm always going to recap because new people are going to come and they're going to see my videos and they won't even know what I'm talking about. But when, like, just driving a cab, right? I drove a cab for a long time, but just driving a cab, every ride is an adventure. Like, people are different. So you can get a lawyer, a school teacher, a university teacher, whatever, the conversation is always different. And the life of a taxi driver is insane. Of course, it must be worse in New York than in Montreal, but still. But anyway, I got tons and tons and tons of things that I can share with people. Like I got tons of things in this head. And okay, that's things that happened to me because that's easy to share because it happened to me, right? It's not like if I want to make a speech about something, like right now, I'm thinking about a video I want to make, right? And it's going to be called the biblical sissy or something like that, okay? Because there's a rise, of all sorts of the alternative lifestyle on the internet, right? Like FetLife, I think they have 10 million people or something. I don't know, but that's not the point. The point is, just the time I was a taxi driver, like, first of all, I am insane, okay? Like, I was a little bit more calm when I became a taxi driver, but before that, maybe if I move in another country and I'm sure that nobody's gonna come after me, maybe I can share some things. But anyway, I was thinking of something that happened to me, and I'm gonna share this. Okay, so when you're a taxi driver in downtown Montreal, you can either stay on the stand and wait for a call, which sometimes you can wait an hour or 2 hours and you can't make money like that. So the best way to make money when I started, because after it changed, because they gave out too many permits for cabs and there was too many cabs, so it didn't work anymore. But when I started, the best way to make money on taxi was just to drive around. Okay, so you wait till somebody flags you, but you have to be the first one in the front. Like if I'm driving down Maisonneuve and there is somebody in front, another taxi driver, and I see that he's not busy, right, by the light on the roof, then he's gonna, if somebody lifts up his hand, he's the one who's gonna get the customer, not me. So you always have to be in front. And since I was like really, really, really crazy when I was young, and nobody, like if I didn't want nobody to be in front of me when I was in my 20s, I think one guy managed to get in front of me once. But no, I don't want to talk about that right now, because it's not the time. So anyway, so the taxi life was always, like a race. You try to be in front of the line, and the first taxi in front, because you want the guy who's going to flag you. So that this leads to a bunch of things because the other guy in the back wants to be in front too. So it's a war zone of who's going to be in front. So anyway, usually, everybody cuts off everybody, and like sometimes it does turn into fight, and I had a couple of fights. I don't want to, but one guy wanted to attack me, another taxi driver, and I had to defend myself. But we don't want to fight. We just want the customer. So anyway, one day, I cut off. This guy wants to be in front. I cut him off. He cuts me off. Like this goes on for like 15 blocks, right? Like it's madness. It's like Gilles Villeneuve during the Grand Prix. And all of a sudden, the light is red and I can't move no more. There's no way. There's nothing I can do. I'm stopped and I'm stuck there, right? And I'm looking at my mirror, and this guy comes out of his cab and he's really pissed off. So the only thing you can do in that situation, you never stay in your cab, because the guy can punch me in the head through my window, you know. But if I'm out of the cab, like, I have a chance. So as soon as I see him come out of the taxi, I come out of my taxi too. And then, I know that he's gonna try to beat me up, so I move towards him real fast. But this is happening real fast, right? So then I see that he's like this, like, it's 6'8" Russian guy, like huge, like Arnold Schwarzenegger. And in my head, don't forget, this is happening fast. So in my head, I say, man, I'm gonna get killed here. But I can't show that I'm scared, and I have to fight the guy. I have no choice. I have to fight the guy even if I get beat up. So I walk towards him, and I smash into him. And the guy, he's so huge, he looks at me like, I'm going to say what he said in French, right? You tapette. Like, you're a fag, you're weak. I don't have no time to bother with I don't know, a stick like you. So I was there, thank you God, because I did not want to fight this guy. But that's just, like, a little 10 minutes out of my life.